Hi, Angela. How are you?
Good. Come on in. Nice
Thank
to
you.
see you.
Thank
I'm
you.
just going to grab the door behind you there.
Sure.
Here you go. You
Thank
take
you.
a seat.
Thank you.
All right. How are you doing today?
Good. All dressed up. The heat is getting to me, but
Yeah. No
Good.
kidding. It's humid today.
it is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. But we're getting a break from all the snow.
It's
and
not snow.
You got to enjoy the heat while you can, right?
Exactly. Our winters are pretty harsh around
They
here.
are.
Okay.
So, I've been talking to some of your physicians here at the hospital, like I always do. You know, I'm always promoting my products down at the surgical center here at Victoria Hospital. And I was talking to some surgeons, and they were complaining to me about some issues concerning time with their surgeries. They said they weren't having enough time to do the surgery and free the ORs. And they told me, oh, we spoke to the hospital administrator, and the only way that they would get to do all the surgeries they have to do is that if they built more operating rooms. But they talked to the administration, and she said, well, it's not going to happen. That's too much money. So then I said, well, I might have a solution for your problem, which is what brings me here today. So the solution for this problem that they have concerning time is a product that we just launched called Stratafix. Now, I know you guys use sutures, normal sutures here at the hospital, and Stratafix is a different kind of suture. It is a suture that has barbs. I even brought a brochure here. So here's a picture of the suture. A normal suture will just have the needle, and the line would be a simple plain line without these barbs. Okay, and when you're suturing, you usually the surgeon has to do knots, and that takes time. What these barbs will do, they'll run through the tissue, and once they run through, the line won't run back, so it locks up.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so there's a big advantage here in terms of time saving, but there's also a big advantage in terms of learning curve. You know, you got a lot of residents here at the hospital, and residents, they'll take time to get all the technical stuff in terms of knot tying. There's a lot of techniques out there for different types of tissues, and this they won't have to do the knot tying. It will just run straight through and lock up at the end, and then they'll just cut the needle off.
That's amazing.
It is. It is.
Interesting. Wow. Okay.
So I know you always have budget on your mind, right? And everybody does.
I was gonna say we're that type of institution.
So, concerning price, an average suture, you would pay around, I would say maybe $50 a box of 12. This suture is a bit more expensive. It's running around $215 a box with 12. That puts us at a box of 12, it's $215, and the unit price, we sell them in a box of 12, but the unit price, to understand how much it would cost for the hospital, is $17.92. Now, I was talking to you all about time saving, and for you to understand return on investment for this product, you have to put a value on time.
Yeah.
So basically what I did here is I got what's the most expensive product in surgery today that runs on time during surgery? It is anesthesia. So if that patient is still operating, you're still using anesthesia. So the less time he spends in the operating room, it's less anesthesia that you're using on that patient.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So what I did here, for you to understand a little bit the investment you're going to make and what you're going to have in terms of benefit, I put what anesthesia would cost in average surgery, and an average surgery would cost $500 in anesthesia for 60 minutes. Okay, that puts it at a cost of $8.33 per minute of anesthesia. Okay, so here, I could, if by using Stratafix, you can reduce 5 minutes time in the surgery, and that would throw your cost from 500 all the way to 458.33, saving you 41.65 per surgery. That's per surgery.
Wow.
Okay, and that's just looking at anesthesia. In terms of revenue that this product's going to bring you, an average surgery will cost for the patient, or your revenue, what it costs, what it brings to you, is about $1,200. If we divide by 60 minutes, which is the average time, that's $20 per minute. Using Stratafix, you'll have time reduction. You'll save 5 minutes time. That's $100 in each surgery. So basically, the ROI, and I'm just getting these two factors. There are many more. The return on investment is sort of like a no-brainer because it's super high. It's 4,725%.
That's amazing.
That is. It's a fantastic result. There's actually, I don't know. For me, no reason why to say no.
Yeah.
But I'm the seller and you're the buyer.
Do you know what it is, Sergio? I can appreciate the return on investment, and I get the fact that obviously it's an expensive process. My concern is that although it is new and it sounds like an amazing product, I would worry that we get into something like this and then it's not quite as, maybe it doesn't adhere quite as well or hasn't been tested long enough. I just don't know enough about it, I think, at this point.
Usually what we'll do is I don't expect the hospitals where I'm promoting this product just to buy it without using it. So usually what we'll do is I already got when I talked to the surgeons downstairs, I already got an approval from the chief of surgery to bring in some samples, and he tested them out in some surgery and approved the use of the products to go forward. He just said, "Oh, go talk to Angela and she'll do all the."
She'll just sign off on it.
Well, she said she'll go down to business with you. I'm here just doing the technical part. Sure. So I used it. I liked it.
Sure.
And I mean, if your concern is, I mean, it's a new product. I understand, and I mean, not all the staff use the product. Just some surgeons. And you're worried about, okay, we're not used to this. It's something new. Johnson&Johnson never sells a product and doesn't do the necessary training with the staff. So what we usually do is we'll bring in some more samples. We'll bring a product specialist into the surgical room. So if the surgeon has any questions or has any difficulties, he's there. And usually we'll do this for a month until they feel comfortable using the product.
Right. So, and again, I don't mind that process. I just wanted to, it is a concern every time we bring something new in. I love the idea of it. I mean, I'm not the surgeon, so I'm not going through this process. So I'm just trying to figure out, how long has this been on the market?
Well, this has been on the market, I would say now, for about 2 years. Okay. But I mean, before we launch a product, we do all the necessary research, and that's why it costs this much. I mean, we do all the necessary testing before we launch. And you're not the only hospital using this. I mean, all the hospitals in the U.S. and Canada, the top hospitals, are using this product, and it's bringing in magnificent results in terms of patient turnout and saving a lot of money for these hospitals. So.
Well, and actually, that's a good question because you touched on the fact that the return is amazing and that we could reduce some time. But is there an actual benefit to the patient, or is it really just operationally speaking that we'd be getting?
No, there is a benefit to the patient. See, when you're using normal sutures, what happens is usually the surgeon will do a continuous suture. If that and he does a knot in the beginning, does a continued suturing, and close the knot at the end. If this patient by any chance sneezes or coughs or something after the surgery is done, like surgery's done, he's resting, and he coughs, the intra-abdominal pressure will increase when he does that, and the suture might rupture. And what happens is, when it's a simple suture, the whole suture line will go dead, and the wound will open up again. Now this product, since you don't have knot tying, each point where you go through the tissue has an anchor point. So if this point breaks, there's like 7, 6, 8, maybe 9, 10, 20 holding the wound together.
Right.
So there's a huge benefit in terms of of risk the patient might not have if he uses this product.
Well, the healing time alone, I'm sure, is quite fast. If there's no, for that odd person, it's going to have that rupture.
I wouldn't say healing time. I would say that the benefits for this product, like I said, are time saving. It's quicker, it's easier, and it's less risk. In terms of wound healing time, it's about the same as a normal suture.
Right, and there's nothing in this that makes it like sensitive. People wouldn't find sensitivities from this type of product.
No, like I said,
Similar
well,
material.
yeah, well. Sutures, when we work with sutures, you work with absorbables and non-absorbables. Non-absorbables, the surgeon will use them. Usually, you'll use them like on skin, for example. After the wound heals, he'll cut it off and he'll take that away. The absorbable sutures he'll use in internal organs, for example, and that will just dissolve and will come out in your urine. So.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you've got an endorsement already, so I think that's a good sign. I think it's more just the commitment level of what you're asking for.
Yeah, I mean, well, what I hoped, since I already tested it with some surgeons, is that you would feel safe enough to go through a trial order. So what I did is I basically got your surgery volume for 2 weeks. And I said, okay, for these 200 surgeries that you'll have in these 2 weeks, how many boxes would you use of Stratafix? And I put it at 17 boxes. Being that in 17 you have 12 in each box, it's enough for these 200 surgeries. So I basically drew out the order sheet for you here, the purchase order. And I would feel safe enough. And I know I'm backed up by your surgeons, which used it and also feel safe. We can go ahead with this trial order, and we can send these boxes, these sutures, only to those surgeons who already use the product. And if everything goes well, the next order we'll do a better order focused on the surgeons that still need training for the product. So. That's my idea. I don't know if you.
Well, I like the fact that you have a few endorsements. I also like the fact that we're doing a trial. So not to say, because inevitably we're going to have surgeons who still want.
Believe me, you're not signing any contract.
Signing my life away.
Yeah, this is not signing your life away. This is basically a trial.
Yep.
So if it works out, we'll continue. If it doesn't, they don't like it, they don't want it. You don't have to stay with the product. I'll continue selling normal sutures to you like I always did.
I think it's interesting though. I mean, if this pans out, this is a really unique return because not all products give you this. So that's really high.
Yeah, I mean,
you want a high yielding return on everything, but that's not.
Yeah, I even brought some statistical information. If you want to read it later.
Sure. Don't
take my word for it. Like I said, read the stats. And it's all there in terms of time saving, how much time you save, yeah.
Yeah, wow. It adds
compared
up
to
when
traditional
we're doing,
surgery, yeah.
Considering how many surgeries we do have.
Yeah, and besides that, I mean, you'll have your return on investment. And what I wanted to do, like after, if everything worked out with the product, is we're gonna have this event at the end of the year, where we're going to get our top surgeons from each hospital that use this product to have their opinion, and it's going to be an international conference. I mean that thing is going to be huge, and it's going to be free publicity for you guys and whoever is using the product. So
yeah, that's actually really such a good idea for both of us.
It is, yeah. I mean, I always like to do a win-win deal.
Yeah, you know what? I do like the idea of this. I have to say, I think it's probably worth a try anyway.
I think so. So do we have a deal for the trial order?
Yeah, so I'll sign this.
Okay.
We'll get set up for, a couple weeks anyway. See where it takes us.
Okay.
Yeah?
I'm sure it will be great, and you will be happy, they will be happy.
As long as they're happy, I won't hear about it, I'll be happy.
No, you'll only have smiles, I'll guarantee it.
Very nice.
Thank you once again.
Thanks for coming in. Take care.